Second Champions Cup Semi Final. It's another French and English affair. This time it's Exeter taking on Toulouse. So the other game is in Paris. So one in France, one in England. I guess that's kind of fair. Still thinking, is it going to be an all English affair or an all French affair in the final? Or will it be a mix? Well, we'll go through the squads and have a look at what the predictions are for this one, and then you guys can give your call on this one as well. Unfortunately for me, this game's on at like 3:30 in the morning New Zealand time, so afternoon game over there at Sandy Park. If what I've seen is true, then I'm assuming there's still going to be no crowd at this one, which is unfortunate for a semi-final, but that just is what it is. That's the kind of state of things. Let's just be happy there is rugby on. It's second against third if you're looking at the way they came into the knockout stages from their pools. Remember, both these teams finished top of their pool, and interestingly, Toulouse actually won all their games, whereas Exeter had the one draw in their lot, but they still managed to finish higher than Toulouse on the overall log, because Toulouse had 27 points, Exeter likewise, but the points difference for Exeter was 81, points differences for Toulouse was 77, so not much in it. Exeter scored 25 tries, Toulouse scored 19. Pretty similar records, both these teams, to be fair. And they both got pretty big wins last week as well. 38-15, Exeter over Northampton, although I felt like that game was maybe not that reflective of the overall thing. Sure, Exeter were too good over the course of the 80, and when they were like in top gear, Northampton couldn't keep up, but I don't think they were in top gear for the whole match. Kind of likewise Toulouse, but also didn't have as much bite back quite as much as Northampton did. But like the likes of Colby, he was just on absolute fire this week. So if you're Jack Noel this week, you would have been watching some tape, practicing stopping Colby, if that's even a thing. You know what he's going to do. It's kind of just hard to stop him. But yeah, let's have a look at the squads, and you guys can let me know your thoughts. So for Exeter, you've got Hepburn, Cowan, Dickey, and Harry Williams as the front rows. That's unchanged. Johnny Gray and Johnny Hill as your second row, so also unchanged. Ewers, Sam Skinner comes in at 7, and Sam Simmons is there at 8. So interestingly, Jacques Vermeulen is the guy who is out after having, wasn't he man of the match last week? Heineken star of the game? I didn't read that he's injured. They didn't put it in their press release thing, but we'll have to see. Maybe it was a rotation. So, yeah, he's the only change to the starting 15 as far as I'm aware. Mordner. Simmons is 9 and 10. That's Joe. Joe is captain. Witten and Slade is the midfield. Noel, O'Flaherty, and Hogg make out the back three. And I know everyone talks about the forwards for Exeter, but those backs were sharp last week as well. Like, one of those Exeter tries was O'Flaherty taking a quick throw in. I think Hogg had a big run, and yeah, it was a forward that finished the try from memory, but it was the backs that kind of set it up. So yeah, with quick throw in and whatnot. So don't write off Exeter with their backs. And I mean, Jack Noel, speaking of Colby, he had a pretty bloody good try of his own last week as well. So don't be counting him out. He is a sizable chap. Armand is in on the bench. Likewise, Dave Dennis. So there are a few changes. Ben Moon's still there. Hidalgo Klein, Steenson's still there. Oli Devoto. For the most part, it's a pretty stable lineup for the Chiefs. For Toulouse, it's only one change to the starting 15 that I could see as well. Bay, Marchand, and Falmoina are the front row. So Marchand has swapped places with Malvaka, who's dropped to the bench. Tekori and Arnold are the second row. Kaino, Kroos, and Tolofua are the back row. Seeing Ewers and Kaino go at it is particularly interesting for me. I don't think I'll be getting up at 3:30 to watch this one, although the idea of those two guys going at it would be pretty enticing. Dupont and Intermac are 9 and 10. Dupont looked as sharp as ever last week. Remember, the French guys have only had a couple of games back. I think that was their third game back for Toulouse. So that could be a factor in this one. Aki and Gitoon were impressive last week. So Witten and Slade will have their hands full. I mean, Gitoon proved himself to be a pretty elusive runner, which is something we know, and Aki was impressive as well. Colby, I mentioned his ankle breaking sidesteps. You know what you're going to get. It's just a matter of stopping it. Hujay is there at 14. He had a pretty good game last week. Used his height to his advantage as well. You never quite know what you're going to get with him, but it was a good one last week. And Ramos, to be fair, they could have had more points if his boot had been a bit more accurate last week. He was missing a few kicks. The bench, there seems to be a couple of changes, or at least one. Madule is in there in the number 20 jersey. I don't think he played last week. Zach Holmes is there. And yeah, otherwise it seems pretty much the same. So yeah, I am looking forward to this one. I feel like I'm probably going to get up my normal time in the morning, get up like 6, watch the Saracens Racing game. I still need to get myself a Racing 92 jersey. I feel bad that I don't have it. But yeah, watch that one. And then watch this game delayed as well. I don't think I can get up, like 3:30 is doable, but I feel like they're definitely going to drop a spoiler for the Saracens and Racing game. They did that last week. I'm glad I watched both games delayed. Because the game after the Leinster and Saracens one, the commentators drop spoilers big time. So, yep, it's on me to make sure I avoid all the spoilers. In terms of the predictions for this one, Exeter on Rugby Forecast algorithm is predicted to get the job done by 4 points. And the bookies over here in New Zealand have got the Chiefs also by 3. So predicting it to be pretty tight. Yeah. I was actually assuming the Racing game is going to have a crowd, but haven't they had a spike in cases? Maybe there's no crowd for that one. Somebody let me know. Otherwise I can Google it shortly. But yeah. Champions Cup Semi Finals, man. As I said, French and English teams. No love lost there. I'm kind of torn as to whether I would like to see a French and English final. Like, would it be good to see the Chiefs go up against Racing? Toulouse to go up against Saracens? Or would you rather kind of an all-premiership Chiefs-Saracens final? Racing, Toulouse. I guess it doesn't really matter for me. I'm a neutral, but we'll see how things play out. You guys let me know your thoughts. Do you think the predictions are on song? Do you think it's going to be Noel? Or do you think it's going to be Colby that sets that game alight? And yeah, I'll talk to you guys again soon. See you later.